Hi guys, Gordon again. We're in the shooting lane here at Bond Arms, and we've got 4 bullpups that have just come off the production line. We're getting ready to test fire those. We want to show you basically our process on there and show you a couple of things. We're using white box Winchester ammo in these mags, and then we're going to try some of the Blazer brass, which is very well known to separate in ours because it's not crimped. And so the Winchester has a crimp, the Blazer brass does not. We're going to shoot some PMC, and we're also going to shoot the Buffalo cartridge, which we've had some really good results with too. So we're going to shoot a couple of different brands here and just show you sort of our process. So like I said, these guns are brand new right off the the process here of being built up and checked, for all the safety things. And so anyway, we'll get started. And as we're going, I'm going to show you why it's important to rack the slide, do a full rack on the slide instead of a slow one where you get stuck on that last part. And I'll show you how the shell comes up on that too. And if we have a case separation, which we're guaranteed to have that with the Blazer, I'll show you how to clear that. I'll do one where it's not all the way back and show you what happens and how to clear that. And so we'll just go through some of the steps and hopefully this will give you a good understanding of how the guns work. But first thing I normally do, I'm not going to do it on all of these, but I'm just going to check them, and you just pull it back until this lever moves freely, move it forward, take it back. One of the first things I'm checking is this little flip link right here is one of the key things. That has to move fairly easily. If it's not, you may want to oil that for sure. That's a very important thing right there. So that one feels really good, and I'm going to do that on each one. Again, you do this upside down to where you're loading it in, and you got to make sure the spring is in that position. If it's high like I just had it, it won't go all the way back, but in that position it will swing on through. So then you move lock, then you're ready to go. So anyway, I'm going to put my eyes and ears on. Make sure you always wear hearing protection with your firearms when you're at the range or outdoors or indoors. Protect your hearing and your eyes. So anyway, we'll get this started here. Reverse speed here. Just show you again. That's coming out of the rear, and so. And I'm going to show you how, if it's like that, and then you got to do that last 1/4 inch to pull it all the way up, and then you're ready to go. And then not bad for a brand spanking new gun that hadn't been broken in. So that was with the white box. So let's do the Blazer brass just to show you the difference here. And I'm just doing a press down and then a push down with my thumb to push in. Press down, push in. Press down, push in. Press down, push in. Got 2 more to go. Press down, push in. Press down, push in. The last one's sometimes a little bit tough. And we'll see if we can make it through the magazine with this. Blazer usually won't even let us get through the magazine. So we've loaded. We snap. There we have a bullet separation. So first thing that you want to do in this situation is you got to remove the magazine. So what you're going to do is just push, and it's going to be a little bit of a pull, and you may have to use the magazine just a little bit, or the slide. There we go. So we got it out. It takes a little bit of force. Now in this position, you'll see that the bullet is still separated in there. So I've got to get that out. But when it does this, there's usually another round inside here because I just pulled it out. So anyway, you just pull it back hard, cup it. Okay, I got the bullet out. There's the other round. And you got to really put some force behind it to push it back. And I got the casing. So that's how you clear that. Now you got some powder. With the anti-seize grease, you would have the gunpowder stuck all on the inside of the gun. And so since we're just doing the light oil, you hardly see any residual powder there at all. But if we were using the anti-seize grease that they used before, you'd have it stuck in that grease. You'd have to do a full clean out of the gun. So let's check everything here. And we're good to go. And I'll show you the difference on that. We're gonna put the gun back together. Gotta make sure that spring. If the spring is high and it's hitting there, it won't close. So you gotta make sure it drops into that slot right there. And if you have if it doesn't go back all the way right here, sometimes you gotta push on that little flip link right there, because if it's leaning back, the slide won't go back. But there you go. In. So we're going to take the white box. This is the same gun that just jammed. You got it. And there you go. That's the difference between the ammo. And if you look at this, the G-force, there's hardly, there's just really nothing holding it there at all. And so that G-force, it'll just pull it, it jerks it so hard that bullet stays there because of the weight, and it'll pull out. And so that's why we can't recommend the Blazer Brass. So here again, if you're a big Blazer Brass fan and you're going, man, I'm not going to use this gun if it's not going to use Blazer Brass, please do not buy the gun. As long as you're using the recommended ammo that we use, you'll have a good time with that. So let's go to PMC and see how that does. So just push down and load. Two more rounds. Okay, using the same gun. And there you go. All done. So let's grab some of the PMC seems to do pretty well on a very consistent basis. This is a Buffalo Cartridge Company. You may not have heard of them. They're a fairly new company, but they make some really good ammo. And so we'll run this through here. One more here. All right, same gun again. There you go. So as long as you're using properly crimped ammo, you're going to have a blast with this gun. So we've shot this one pretty well. So let's move on to the next one and run some magazines through that. Here again, this is the white box. Okay, we'll do another gun. Go to the fourth gun. Whoops. Now here I didn't pull it back all the way. So that put a shell in there. You can see if there's a round in there, there's actually 2 rounds in there, even though I pull the magazine out. So what this is going to do is I can fire this gun twice. Unlike a Glock, if the magazine's removed, you can still fire the rounds in our gun, because that way if you lose if you're in a situation and you drop the mag, the gun's still usable. Where with a Glock, if the magazine's out, it won't fire. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and fire these 2, and there's one in the claw and there's one in the chamber, and so you can see that right there. So no magazine. So always make sure, if you don't pull it all the way back like I just did, that you make sure that when you clear the magazine, that you've got there may be 2 rounds in there. So let's go on to the next one here. Same gun. I made sure the magazine's in there good this time. And I always make sure it's cleared. This one doesn't lock back on the last round. So you always want to just double check, make sure everything's clear, take the magazine out, and sweet shooting gun. So hopefully when you get you guys, give us some reviews on what you think. But we went through quite a few rounds here pretty quick in 4 different guns. These are all right off the assembly line, and really the only thing that didn't work was the blazer brass. So hey guys, have fun.